for being away, and we're now back again. So let's see who comes on and joins us and says hello. It's a bit of a special live tonight because we're gonna announce the winners of the MFG Chili Challenge 2021. It's the first time we've run this challenge. There have been loads of people who have got involved and joined the party. So let's see who wins and let's see who joins us and gets involved with all of this fun. So let's see, we've got three people in live. So introduce yourselves and say hello. Let's see who's coming in. We've got. It's been a while since we took a break from our live streaming. Um, it was getting a bit much doing the videos, regular videos all the time, and the live streams as well. So I took a little break for a few months. I think it's been about 2 months since we last did a live, something like that. But we're back again, and hopefully this is going to be a regular slot again, and we'll be live again every Saturday, 8 o'clock, and we'll be here and entertaining you all. So let's see who's coming in. Joe, how are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in and saying hello to us. Hope you're keeping well. Hope your weekend's going good so far. Um, let's see who else is coming in. So we've got. Before we move forward, I want to say a special thank you to all my patrons. One of the best ways of supporting our supporting our channel is through Patreon. We've got a number of patrons that have been supporting us, and I want to say hello to all of those guys. Give them a shout out because they're keeping this channel going, and so are you all actually. But they're putting some proper support behind us as well. So Megan, Sue, Margie, Emma, Greg, Jackie, Ashley, Fiona, Jan, Ian, Elise, Gary, Phil, Mohammed, Tonya, Nick, and Tanya as well. Thank you all for being our Patreon and supporting us and helping keeping this channel going. So let's see who's coming to join us. Kasim, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Nitin, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Thanks very much for coming in. Hope you're keeping well. Is that a big chili? Are you pleased to see me? I'm always pleased to see you, bro. Hope you're keeping well. Steve, how are you doing, mate? Thank you very much for coming in. See, I'm out of practice a little bit, so I'm not going to say your name, your channel name, and get it all cocked up. Can I have my glasses? Nice one. Imzi, hello from London. I hope you're keeping well. Sharon, have I missed the results of the Chili Awards? Not yet. Not yet. We haven't announced them yet. I'm building up the tension, so keep going. We'll do them in a little bit. Marjorie, how are you doing? Thanks very much for coming in all the way from Gateshead. Wendy from Kent. Hope you're keeping well, everyone. Hope your Saturday evening's going really well and you're having a good weekend so far. And Dean's lost the plot, mate. How are you doing? Thanks very much for coming in, calling in to say hi. As I'm at my cousin's 18th, we won't be able to stay long. Hope you're having a good time at your cousins, and hope you're really enjoying yourselves. Thank you very much. Let me just get these glasses on. Yes. So we've got a bit of a new. So we've got a new lighting setup and tripod. So hopefully the picture quality is a little bit better, and I hope that's making a difference to this live stream. So how's it going? I see the coupe is coming along nice. Ivan, it's coming along well. To be honest with you, I've just got it finished today. There's a couple of last little bits to get done, and then it'll be ready. There's going to be another couple of updates on it, and I'll give you the updates, and you can see what we've done with it. So well done to all the entries. Good to have you back. Cheers, Dean. I'm glad to be back. I've missed it, but I just needed that break. I just really needed that break. By the way, my mum says hello. Hello to you as well. I hope you're keeping well, Susan. I hope everything's going good for you. Michael, how are you doing? All the way from Chester. Nick's allotment diary. Nick, how are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. I'm glad to be back live, actually. I've missed it. I have missed it. But I just needed a break for a little bit, but I'm glad to be back. I've only had one fully grown courgette this year. Oh, that's a real shame. Um, it's been a strange one with squash this year. The weather's really thrown it off. I mean, a lot of people have struggled with not just courgettes but pumpkins, all kinds of squash. I mean, I've not. My bottle gourds were really good, but the rest of the squash, my pumpkins have been really disappointing. Um, we've had a few kuchi curry and a few butternut squash, but the rest of them have been quite disappointing as well. I mean, the weather's just not been right for it. How's the chicken prison going? I've finished it, Dean. So I've got the bars up and I've got all the traps and everything set for them. So I'm gonna be known as Warden from now on. Um, yeah. So yeah, I'm the new warden of the chicken warden. I could catch on that, the chicken warden, the chicken warden channel. But let's. So how's everything going with you guys? How Tell me about yourselves. What you've been up to? How's your weekend going? Have you been able to get down to the plot? Remember the solitary confinement. I'm gonna be adding that. I'm gonna be adding that to the section. Yeah, I'll add that. I'll add that little bit. The chicken one. I didn't enter, but I've lovely picked a share of my bonnet pepper transition is at different stages. Can I email you? Imzi, we've got a Facebook group, so if anyone doesn't know about our Facebook group, go and have a look at our Facebook group. It's My Family Garden hashtag Team Spanner. I'm also on Instagram, so you can find me on there, My Family Garden, and yeah, I'm very easy to get hold of. Twitter, same thing again, My Family Garden. You'll find me there. Um, so yeah, Nick's over near Chester as well. Nick, what have you been up to? How's your plot coming along? Um, it's coming up to that time of the year where a lot of things are starting to be put away for winter and getting a lot of things ready for putting away for next season and getting our garden beds ready. So it's a good time to be preparing your beds actually. So if you're a no digger or you're a digger, getting some compost spread on, getting some cover crops sown. It's still not too late to sow cover crops if you haven't already done so. We've had a surprise heat wave. I mean, these last few days have been really warm. Today's been quite warm, and hopefully it should be warm into the middle of next week. So if you haven't sown cover crops, there's still plenty of time to get your cover crops sown, and that'll just keep your beds protected all the way through winter. Keep your garden full of fertility. Lock all those nutrients up, and then when it comes to spring, just chop them down, mulch with them, or take them away and compost them, and you've got some fresh, lots of composting matter, or you just mulch with them and let that feed into the soil, and it'll just bring your soil back to life again, and it'll keep it protected. So that'd be my if there was one takeaway from this is get your cover crop sown and keep your garden beds protected. Been gardening today, clearing away some finished plants, tomatoes, courgettes. Been unnetting the kale and kaleette and planting garlic. What's your top three cover crops we can sow now? So mustard. I love mustard. Anywhere you're gonna grow potatoes or where you've already grown potatoes, get some mustard in. It's absolutely fantastic for getting rid of things like root nematodes and wireworms. So if you get lots of mustard in, and then when you come to next season, either if you're a digger, dig it in, or if you're not a digger, just chop it and drop it. As that breaks down, it's a biofumigant, so it'll help control those kind of pests. Let's see. Also, if mustard's no good if you because it messes with your crop rotation around brassicas. So if you've had cabbages, kale, any of those kind of plants in, or anything from the cabbage family, then mustard can mess up your crop rotation. So it's good to winter rye at this time of year is absolutely fantastic. But field beans, it's a little bit too late to get clover started. Um, but broad beans can be used as a cover crop. I mean, I always save loads of broad bean seeds for myself, and I, I sow them early. So I sow them about. I've sown a load already, and I'll be sowing more this week. But if you get those sowed now, they'll get established before the winter comes. Some of them you can leave to produce your beans for next year, and some of them just chop down and leave them as a mulch, and they'll fix nitrogen as well. So that they'd be my top three, I'd say. Um, Afraid the plot is a bit of a mess at the moment. I'm a bit ashamed to show it at the moment. I've noticed your video. You've not been putting out a lot of videos recently. Hope nothing. There's nothing serious going on, and I hope everything's going good for you. But it happens. I mean, um, this year's been okay in some respects, but a lot of it has been it's been hard, just with everything that's going on around the pandemic, everything around work. That it's just things. There's lots of other real life distractions. So if things like that get in the way of your plot for 1 year or for one winter, let it be, and then next year you're going to be recharged and back to it, hopefully. Richard W, hope you're keeping well. Thanks very much for coming in. Hope you're keeping well. Just want to say that lemon balm was very effective keeping cabbage whites away from kale. Nearby tomatoes were helpful. Oh, fantastic! Really good. That's great to hear, guys. If you haven't hit that like for me, please hit that like and make sure you subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Let's see who else is coming in. I've got to go to the plot tomorrow as we have a skip. Oh, so you'll be able to clear a load of that mess as a local papers coming over on Friday for an interview about growing giants. Oh, Dean's gonna make it. See, this is what happens. Dean, massive congratulations to Dean. He came first on his first attempt at growing his first entry into growing giant cucumbers. He's grown them before and he's done an absolutely fantastic job. He's done us all proud. He came first in the national championships. Absolutely brilliant achievement, and I'm well made up for you, mate. I'm really am. How do you grow huddle in the UK, and when do you start to grow them? Kasim, if you look at my 2019 videos and my 2020 videos, there's a whole series going from starting seeds. So I normally start seeds around April time, keep them in the house till about the end of May, then I'll plant them out. But there's a whole series of videos that go from right the way from seed to planting to caring for your huddle, how to prune them, how to feed them. Everything is covered from all the way from the beginning to the end. So there's a good lot of information there for you. Do go and check those out. They're really good for you. Dean's made the front page for getting his big. Tony, how are you doing, mate? Thank you very much for coming in. I hope you're keeping well. And it's been a couple of months, but Tony got married as well. Congratulations, massive congratulations to you. Hope you are having a brilliant time being married now. I know you've been with your now wife for a long time, but very very big congratulations to you, mate. Real life has definitely got in the way. Yeah, Nick. Real life always does. I mean, it's not easy managing everything that you've got to do and manage a plot as well. It can take all your time if you put it in, and it'll still look. Sometimes you can give it everything and it still feels like you haven't given it enough, and it can get a bit overwhelming. But yeah, you're right to take a break for a little bit. Tony, how are you doing, mate? Thank you very much for coming in, Tony Cunningham. That is. Hope you're keeping well. I'm glad you're enjoying the channel. I'm really made up when I get comments like that, so keep them coming as well. And if you haven't hit that like for me, please make sure you hit that like. Lynn, only just in. Big thank you for all you do. Lynn, thank you very much for that. Glad you're able to join us and come and say hello to us live as well. So the format, we don't really have a format for our live streams, but today we're going to be announcing our chili results. So at the beginning of the year, we did this rollout or this announcement that we're going to be doing a chili challenge. And there were 4 categories: longest chili, biggest chili in terms of size or girth or whatever you want to call it, the heaviest chili, and the smallest ripe chili as well. So we'll get the results out tonight as well. Remember, it's not for prizes; it's just for bragging rights. But yeah, I'm glad. I'm really pleased at the number of people that got involved as well. Everyone seemed to enjoy themselves, and yeah, it was pretty good. Um, I'm in Broughton. I'll be back to it later next week. Oh, fantastic, Tony. Yeah, we've missed you because it's been a while since you put a video out, and I'm not surprised at all. Uh, yeah, especially when you just got freshly married. Take your time. We're all here waiting for you. So, Pure Pondering, how are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in, taking a break from weekend chores. I'm very good, thank you. Yeah, really good. Finally got almost finished the chicken house. Do you know those last little jobs, right? Those last little bits, they just seem to drag on and drag on and drag on, and they take forever to get done. I'm getting a bit of sheer on my glasses, so I look like I'm wearing it. I've got these lights, or I've got weird pupils, but it's the light that I've got, and it's giving me this weird shit. So it looks a bit funny, doesn't it? But yeah, we it's those last little jobs on the chicken house that just seem to be taking forever. Do you know, like getting the guttering on and putting the perches up. And today the biggest job was getting the chicken house, because I had the chicken house moved out of position, so I could get around the back and paint it and stick all the things at the back of it and stuff. And I needed help getting the chicken house back into position up against the fence. So I had to call in a few friends who came in, moved the thing over for me. And now once I've moved it back into position, it doesn't fit where I fitted it, because I measured it without a gutter in the first place, and now I fitted the gutter. The foundations didn't sit right, so I had to improvise by propping it up with some bricks, and just little things like that just got in. You know, it just took a couple of hours just getting the legs straight and getting the legs supported properly again, because yeah, they'd all bent after moving them about. So it's just little things just take that much longer. I had burnout too, took way too much on this year. You go at it at about 90 miles an hour though all the time. So I'm not surprised you needed a little bit of a break. But I mean, if there's anyone to take a lot of inspiration from, there's a guy there as well, Tony from Simplify Gardening. Um, so let's see who else has said anything. Uh, there are a few YouTubers missing out. But everyone's just taking a break, I guess, at the moment. Let's see. First time Lynn's joined the live stream. We normally do it every Saturday at 8 o'clock, and we did it regularly every Saturday up until probably start of August. And I just needed a break, so I took a couple of months off. But we're back, and we should be doing these live streams every weekend going forward, and it'll give you a chance to interact and say hello and ask any questions, and just have a bit of a laugh as well, a bit of banter. So I bought a new chicken run about 4 months ago. Looking forward to getting birds back onto the plot. I still haven't replaced my flock since last year. You know, I had about 16 chickens, and then last year we lost 10, 12 all in one go. I mean, my neighbour's dog got in and basically killed a couple of my chickens. It broke into the garden, just just completely went mental when it saw my chickens. Killed a couple, and then within the space of about a month, a load more just started dropping. So within the space of about a month, I'd gone from 16 birds to to 5 or 6, and it was really heartbreaking actually. I mean, some of them were quite old, Um, some of them I've had since I started keeping chickens, so 9, 10 years old. So they'd had a good innings, they'd had a really good innings. Some of them were about 6, and some of them I'd hatched myself from eggs about 4 or 5 years ago. But they were all really really old chickens. But it's still sad when you have a tragedy like that. I did end up writing 328 articles on my website though. See, even when he's burnt out, he's not burnt out. He's still putting something in. Um, I think so. I think so, Monty. After the last 18 months, it's totally understandable he took a break. Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad everyone's doing well though. I lost all my tomatoes in the greenhouse to early blight for the first time in 20 years of growing. Weird growing weather. This year, Marjorie, this year, blight has been worse than ever. I've never seen blight this bad, and I've never seen it come on as early as it did. Um, we got we got blight early August. Most of our outdoor tomatoes got it. I managed to, with snipping it out and cutting bits out, I managed to keep them going till towards the end of August, early September. Luckily, my indoor tomatoes, most of them are still doing all right. I've got loads of cherry tomatoes still to be picking. I've still got some normal, red tomatoes that you'd buy from the supermarket, say from supermarket seeds. They're still doing well. I've still got some Marmande in the greenhouse, and they're doing well as well. So there's lots. I've still got a good few tomatoes in the greenhouse, and if the weather keeps up as it is now, the only thing that's going to be stopping us is the shorter days. Um, So no break here. Damn slugs, damn caterpillars, damn backache. Gotta get them seeds filled and over. It does keep going, doesn't it? It's never ending. Sometimes. Um, we've got to get our garlic planted this weekend. We've got this massive chili harvest coming up. There's so many. We've got so many Trinidad Marugas. We've got Scotch bonnets. We've got loads of Bangladeshi Naga. Um, the green chilies, Hungarian hot wax, loads of them, absolutely loads of chilies this year. Um, I think it's going to be one of the best chili years that I've ever had. We've got that many. I'm looking forward to getting those up. Pure pondering, we're down to 18 chickens. How many chickens did you have before? I might have missed the comments. There's a few comments that I've missed, so if I didn't read your comments, guys, I do apologise. Um, Chad, this is my first season growing food for my family. This gentleman and family are wonderful. Chad, that's a lovely thing to say. Thanks, mate. I really appreciate that. Just want to say I really enjoy your channel. Great content. Love the kids. Randy, thanks very much, mate. Glad you popped in to say hello. Um, I need to build more garden beds, more trellises. I picked up not so long ago. There's like a set of flats or a massive house thing that's been converted into flats, and they had their roof redone, and all the slats that came out their roof. I took my trailer down, and we hooked it up to my friend's car. Took the trailer down, and I came back with about 2 or 3 trailer loads of 2x1s, so 2 inch by 1 inch nice strips of wood that I've made loads of trellises from. So I've made an arch for the gourds. I've put an arch in front of the greenhouse. I've been using loads for it for making various little climbing things for the plants to go up, and making little portable chicken runs, making portable greenhouses. So it's coming really handy, and I've got loads left. I've got absolutely loads left. Um, keep doing, keep questioning, keep sewing. Bloody what's going on? Need a fence to, or you need a fence as well. Garden jobs just never stop. Hoping to hoping to go fill time next year and give up the day job. and that will allow me to start podcast live. Oh, Tony, so you're finally making the big move from working full time, managing this, to doing this full time. That, see, that's living the dream. I mean, that's what I'd love to be able to do. I'm way away from that yet at the moment, but one day we'll get there. We'll get there. Ian Matthews, long time no see. How are you keeping? So there's my mate from Lancashire. It's absolutely beautiful. We've been outside having a little bit of a barbecue, having a little fire, lighting a few sparklers, just having a little bit of a chill with the kids and stuff. So it's been a good evening so far. How are you doing? If I ever get full time online, that would be yeah. I mean, I'd love to be on here full time. I'm a long way away from that yet. But one day we can keep dreaming. Venerable Bede, oh, I hope I've said that right. Hope you're keeping well. I'm having a great weekend so far. Hope you are. I'm just putting an end to the well-being garden. I'm the only guy I know who got stressed out building a well-being garden. This is a question I asked on the Facebook group the other day, that how many people actually just sit in the garden and just to enjoy being in the garden. I mean, I'm one of those kind of people that will get into the garden and really, within a few minutes, I've got to be up, I've got to be fidgeting, I've got to be doing something. I just can't sit still for very long. Um, but I enjoy being active, and I enjoy, getting my hands dirty in the soil, or if I see a weed, getting that, or if I see something that needs snipping that. That's the thing that I like most. Um, Escobar, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Love the channel and the content. What advice would you give to an allotment which hasn't had the soil turned over for a very long time? I'm talking 7, 8 years. Escobar, I'd say don't turn the soil if you don't need to. If you really don't need to turn the soil, I mean, I don't dig my garden. Most of my garden hasn't been dug for more than 8 years. Maybe a little bit longer in some beds. There's a couple of beds I did dig last year because we got poisoned, so I did dig those to try and get the poison out. But that's the advice I'd give. I mean, I'd try and sheet mulch everything out and kill whatever's growing on it that way, and then I'd add loads of organic matter to the top: compost, wood chips, leaves, grass clippings, whatever organic matter you can get your hands on. Just pile loads up. If you can build up maybe 6, 8 inches of organic matter, leave it over winter. Next spring, you're going to come into it, and it's going to be ready for you to plant into. You're not going to need to dig it. So Tony's dying with Ian's dying with a lurgy, but hey, we're northern folks, it won't kill me. Ian, I hope you're taking every precaution and you feel better soon as well. And if you do feel too unwell, do go and see a doctor as well, man. Miguel, how are you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. Salams wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Thanks very much for coming in from Scotland. We love your channel. I also enjoy sitting in the garden and taking in the beauty of it. Thanks very much for that. But I can't sit still. I really struggle to sit still. I'm too fidgety. When I try and sit in the garden to do a contemplative video in the garden, the tomatoes all come to me. That's the thing about tomatoes as well. There's always something to prove with a tomato. That's the thing I like about them. There's always something to go in and prune and fidget with on that. Yeah, I do like that. Noor Ali wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Thanks very much for coming in. I hope you're keeping well. We built a patio with a little table and chairs to sit and look at the veggies. I can't be about work, or it's not fun. When we got our new pond in, right? For a couple of weeks after I got the new pond in, I used to sit just at the side of the pond and have a cup of tea or have my breakfast just sat at the side of the pond. But that novelty didn't last very long. It's a couple of weeks and then I'm on to something else. And I was like that when I got the chickens for the first time. I used to just sit and have my breakfast watching the chickens. But I quickly move on. One of my seating places is right next to my compost pile. So I like to sit down there, when I've done a bit of compost turning and a bit of riddling, and I'll sit next to my wood chip pile. It's a bit sad, I know, but yeah, that's where I like. That's another little spot that I like because no one can see me down there, and it's right at the bottom corner of the garden. No one knows, no one likes going down there. It's because it's just my compost, so that's my little corner. I don't get reception down there either, so no one can get hold of me. So if people are trying to disturb me, they can't get me down there. Um, so the only actual digging I've done is to put up Hugel culture beds. Um, has anyone had Hugel culture beds over the long term? Um, I mean, I did a sort of Hugel culture bed in one of my garden beds. Um, when I first set, when I first went set the garden up and went no dig, about 8 years ago, and after the second, third year, the growth wasn't that good, so I dug all the wood out. But I do something similar in pots, but it's not exactly hugelkultur. What I do if I do it in pots is use wood chips, but I'll go heavy on the nitrogen. So loads of manure, whether it's chicken manure or whether it's cow manure, horse manure. I do really go heavy on that. Mrs. had a booster jab, was real ill in bed for 4 days, and I'm dreading it. I was ill after the first two. See, after my first one, I was fine. Well, after my first one, I got ill for about a day. After my second one, I was pretty. My arm hurt a little bit, but yeah, that's an injection, isn't it? I mean, it wasn't anything worse than any other type of injection. Um, I had like shivers for about a day, so I spent you know I took Thursday off work and just stayed in bed for a few hours extra, and I've been fine. But this time around, my wife first time around had the AstraZeneca jabs, and she was fine after the first two. But this time, with the booster, they gave her a Pfizer, and she was really ill this week. She's been really bad this week, but she's back. She's all right now. I mean, we had the jabs on Wednesday, I think, but Thursday, Friday, she was really bad. Um, but I don't know if that's the switch from AstraZeneca to Pfizer or something. I don't know. I don't know. I've been practicing sit spots this week as part of training. I'm doing some observation. I'm doing as an observation tool rather than a meditative one. That sounds interesting. Tell us a bit more about that. Let's see. I'm going to catch up a bit in the chat because I've fallen behind a bit. So I don't want to fall too far behind. So if I do miss your comments, I do apologise. So Pierre pondering on an acre to love it, but caught someone trying to steal some sod from my garden one night. No, someone tried stealing soil from your garden. No way. But an acre of land, that's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. Pfizer had both made me sick as a dog. I'm sorry to hear that, mate. How long ago did you have your Pfizers? Because they're giving everyone Pfizers for boosters now. Because they're saying the Pfizers last longer. I just got my giant onion seeds. Going to give them a try. Give them a shot. Are you going to give them a... Tony, I need some seeds actually. I need to get hold of Dean and ask him to send me some seeds down. He gave me a load of giant onion seeds last year. I'd never sowed them, but I can't find where they are. I've saved some seed from a giant onion bulb that he did give me last year, but let's see. But I do want to have a go this year. I want to have a go, see what I can do. We tried spaghetti chilies this year, and I've never tried growing long chilies before, and it's a personal best, isn't it? I got 22 or 23, something like that, 22 centimeters. So I'm quite happy with that. I am quite happy with that. Should we do the results for the chili competition? Let's have a look. Let's get these results up. we had a bit of a problem with around the entries into the chili competition. Well, we didn't have a problem. There's this one bloke. He's from up north, and he's the one who caused the problem. He goes by the name of Dean from Dean's Lost the Plot. That's the guy that caused the problem for us. So I put a post out last week, and in that post I said, everyone get your pictures in and get your entries in. Entries closed 10 o'clock Saturday morning. What does he do? Comes along about 2:30, 3 o'clock, and goes, "Oh, I'm gonna stick my pictures in soon." I'm like, what are you on about, man? Still stick your pictures in anyway. But it's always Dean. It's always our Dean in it. Um, Jamie, how are you doing? Long time no see. Hope you're keeping well. Belinda, I hope you're well too. Thanks very much for coming in and saying hello. It's always Dean, isn't it? I'm doing a permaculture training course, designing creative spaces for children. Sit spots is a tool to sit 10 minutes and observe what animals, birds, insects are, and how kids already use the space. Oh, that's brilliant. That's fantastic. The more anything to get kids involved more in gardening is only a positive thing. Um, Toyib and little Zaki were out doing a mini beast hunt today, so they were out looking for all sorts of things. They were taking photographs of them. Toyib was drawing them, writing the names down. But they spent at least half an hour just looking around the garden for all these little things, and they're all getting on, picking things up and looking underneath and walking about with snails in the hand. I find it a bit minging, but yeah, Jamie, I'm glad you're here. I really am. Um, let's see what's people. I'm gonna put garlic in the bed with the walking onions. That's one that I need to try, walking onions as well. But hopefully I'll get my garlic planted this weekend. Um, we did a fairy garden for my 6 year old. Ah, up at Roundhay Park, not far from us. They've done this in the woods. So they've done like a fairy garden in the woods. So you walk every few feet. There's a tree with a little door and a little table or a little house, but they've scattered it around the woods. So it's really nice that you can go in. They did it earlier, sort of late summer, so you can just go into the woods and you see all these little things dotted about the place, and it just makes it a little bit more interesting for the kids, rather than come with me. We're going looking for mushrooms and trying to show them what things that make me really excited. They're a little bit like, Dad, you're a bit of a geek. But yeah, if you ever picked up like a scarlet bolete and you cut it in half and it's gone from cream to blue, or yeah, when you see that color transformation. um I think last year I did a video on it, and I put a picture of scarlet boletes. The way they just sort of instantly change color is just fascinating. Yeah, I like mushrooms. I like going hunting for mushrooms. It's quite fun. Um, so yeah, so let's do these results then. Okay, and these are the official winners. Okay, so the heaviest chili, right? So this is the one that um yeah, what yeah, did I get Dean's picture up? Yeah, so I've got Dean's picture up as well, and I'll tell you what that is. Can we zoom in onto that? Yeah. Okay. So the heaviest chili, it's got the results going to go to Michael Diggle at 72 grams. That's the official winner. Um, my entry, I mean, there weren't many entries into the heaviest chili. Um, my entry came in at 48 grams, so I was way behind Michael. But the unofficial winner, and he's grown an absolute stonker here, is that cheeky guy from Newcastle, Ardeen. He's got his chili weighed over 200. Um, Yeah, about 220 grams his one did. Now that's a massive chili. That's absolute monster. Absolute monster. Yeah, that's phenomenal. Again, with the biggest chili, again the same winner again, Michael at 19.5 centimeters circumference. My biggest circumference was 14 and a half. And again, we've had another guy who's caused a problem. Is that same guy again? Let me see if I can get his picture up and I'll tell you what his was. Uh, let's see if we can get his one up. Oh no. Dean's not the unofficial winner either because I've just checked the messages. Dean's not the unofficial winner. Michael gets them both because Dean's chili is not a chili. It doesn't register on the Scoville chart. It so the rules were okay. So sweet peppers and bell peppers, they do come from the same family as you know green chilies and nagas and all those kind of things. But but um, yeah. Sorry, where am I? They do come under the same thing, but because they don't, the the uh, the thing that we said was anything that's a chili has to have some sort of heat in it, so it has to register on the Scoville chart. And Dean's just put a message up saying that his chilies don't even measure on his chilies are actually peppers that don't measure on the Scoville chart. So Dean, you're not even official winner. You tried cheating, sticking a pepper in. Oh no way! So that that's funny. That is funny. um, let's do the longest chili. Oh, but here. So Dean did win the longest chili legitimately, without any causing any sort of controversy in there as well. So he did win the longest chili. It was 300 millimeters, so 30 centimeters. Um, yeah, really good effort there. And Mark Greaves for the smallest ripe chili. So that was 1.5 millimeter, absolutely tiny. So 1.5 millimeter. But yeah, that's absolutely fantastic. Where's Tony saying? Where's my entries? Tony, I don't know where your entries are. I looked for anyone who either posted in the Facebook group or anyone who used, hashtag MFG Chili Challenge, and I didn't see. So I didn't see any. I didn't see anything from you with that. I hope I haven't missed anything. Um, I like garlic. Yeah. So that's a late entry and cheating, Dean. We're gonna have to give him some grief for this. We're gonna have to properly give him some grief. Let's see where else we're at. So that was our chili challenge anyway. Oh, Tony's saying, "Lol, it's okay. I'll forgive you. I didn't enter." Oh, see, you got me panicking there. You got me sweating for a second. I was thinking, "Oh no, if I missed Tony, that would have been it." Is someone asking about garlic? So, I like to plant garlic now. The reason that I like planting garlic now is I like to harvest my garlic towards the end of May. And if you give them a good growing season, if you get them off to a good healthy start now, straight into the ground, then they're up, they're ready. They'll go dormant during when it gets really cold, and then they'll be off again because they really need garlic. Really needs about 10 months of growing, especially in our climate, to fully mature. So probably about May, early June, I can pull my garlic and I can get my squash into the ground straight after. So instead of So instead of giving it till the end of June, and I'm going to struggle to get any substantial crops in there, apart from like late season plants for next year or late season salads and stuff like that. I don't like that. I don't. Yeah, so I can get a substantial. I can follow my garlic with a substantial crop, and then I can get cover crops sown in after that as well. So I can get 2 or 3 crops into that bed. So I like to plant my garlic anytime now. So second week, third week of October. That's really my ideal time. Um, I know there's this saying about planting on the shortest day and harvesting on the longest day and those kind of things. But I don't like planting garlic in a pot and then planting outside after. I like to just get them directed to the ground. It's not they're not, they don't need a lot of special treatment. So if you if you give them if you get them planted in now, they'll get established. But if you try and plant them in when it's really cold, the ground's frozen, so they're hard to plant. They don't make it easy. So that's one of the things that I like now. Uh, so Steve's saying he's got beaten by 1 centimetre for the longest chili by that Geordie. Steve, I didn't see your entry, mate. But I'm gonna go and have a look at yours. If you've got 29 centimetres, that's another good one. That's another good one. I mean, we'll do this challenge. I think we'll do this challenge every year from now on, and we'll try and make it bigger. If we make it a bit bigger next year, I might even give away some prizes. Um, yeah, but this year we said it was just for bragging rights. So there you go, Michael. You've got bragging rights. Dean and Mark as well. Yeah, good effort, guys. Good effort. But I've got my personal best, 22 centimeters for a long chili. I've never tried growing them before, so and that was outside as well. Yeah, that was outside, uh, because all the hot chilies got the space. Like all the super hots got all the greenhouse space. So my things like the things that I was growing for fun, like the spaghettis and the Joe's long, they got stuck outside in little pots and tubs and stuff. But maybe next year my mum will give me a bit of space in the greenhouse and I'll be able to grow something a bit bigger. I haven't done anything, not even harvested a potato yet. Um, you planted loads of stuff though, didn't you, Tony? I saw your chili pictures. You got an amazing harvest. He's got baskets and tubs and all sorts of things full of chilies. And you tell me you don't even eat hot chilies. What do you do with them all? I'm hoping that next year I can build some lean-to greenhouse outside every window of the house. That'd be nice. I'm hoping. I've still got my windows from when I had my windows replaced. So I've got the glass frames. One of them's cracked. Well, 2 of them have cracked. One of them's cracked in the corner a little bit, but I'm not too bothered about that. The other one's cracked right down the middle, so I'm gonna end up throwing that one away. But I want to get my man cave built this winter. So I've got the chicken house done. That's the big job out of the way. The next big job is to take down the old chicken house and then use that wood to go and build my composting bay. I want to build a nice composting station. I mean, I'm going to do most of my composting with the chickens, but I still do vermicomposting, and I still have uh, 2 hot compost piles. Cause, I mean, even with the chicken composting, the hot composting piles come in really handy. So my next job is to get my composting bay built. Once I've done that, then it's time to build. Then hopefully I'll get some time to build my man cave. And once that's done, I can just move into there. I'm looking forward to that actually because I've got some nice glass panes, so I can put in some massive big windows, maybe a green roof, something with plants and stuff on top. Um, I've got some ideas that I'm playing with, and let's see what happens. So Michael, sorry I had to drop out. If I missed anything, you missed the announcements, man. I think you missed the announcements. But a massive congratulations to you for the heaviest and the biggest chili. So very, very good on with Michael and his Beaver Dam chilies. So there you go. Massive congratulations. Dean tried to cheat. He's not here to defend himself. Otherwise, we could proper all give him a hard time. But we'll have to save it for next week. Um, we bought with our chilies for takeaways. uh, Rahab Mia, is the chicken den finished? Almost, almost. Um, I thought I'd get it finished today, but just setting it into the right place took a lot longer than I hoped it would. But we're not far off. Hopefully, I should definitely get it finished tomorrow, and I should definitely get the chickens moved over tomorrow. Uh, so what's Tony doing? He's having a laugh with his scorpion chilies. My brother-in-law did that. You know, he likes hot chilies. He likes naga. I mean, the thing about, I don't think there's, you know, you can have hotter chilies than naga, but I don't think there's a chili that can beat it. You know, because of the fragrance. There's something about this fragrance of a naga chili that just, it's just absolutely gorgeous. I mean, I'm not one for hot chilies. This year, um, my wife's been pushing me, and got a little bit more into eating hot chilies, but I'm still wouldn't say that I'm a massively hot chili fan. My wife is; she's a massive hot chili fan. Um, but my brother-in-law at one of my Trinidads, and he was sweating afterwards. I mean, he looked like he was about to cry. It was hot. It was hot. Um, just made fire cider today. What's fire cider? Um, I measure mine just for refs. Um, when I lived in Texas, I had one guy who told me my salsa had a good flavor, no, but no heat. I kept adding more and more peppers until his kids told me he broke a sweat. Uh, um, um, yeah, that's mean. Just adding loads and loads of chilies till someone until you get them. Um, I, I, I think I'm developing a taste for hot chilies. I mean, I like naga pickle, but we I don't make my naga pickle with just naga. So it like be like one or two nagas per jar, and it'll be bulked up with other types of chilies, so a lot milder chilies. So I mean, a green chili has got plenty of heat for me. That's the sort of strength that I like. A green bullet chili, that sort of thing. But I don't like going to the super hots. But this year I've started developing a taste. But I've always liked the smell of naga, so I like naga pickle. It's a little bit just outside my comfort zone, but yeah, you get that fragrance for it. I got some in the garden. Don't know about thyroid issues. Horseradish is one. Hi, Dad. Assalamu alaikum. What are you doing? So. I'm here. That's why. You're here. That's why. You're here. We're here. Yeah. Well, how the yang home? How the yang home? So we've got the star of the show to come and take over. So how is everyone? Come and say hello to everyone. Miguel, if you like the flavour of chilies, try growing. Morita chilies are the best. They taste nice and dry, and can eat them on. You can get them on eBay. Yeah, but not just hot, just flavourful. Okay, that's one that I'll have a look at. Morita chilies. Let's have a little Google of them and let's see what they are all about. Okay, so they're there and they're sold as snacks. They're sold as all food snacks, so they won't have much heat in them. He's disappeared. He's come in and he's gone again. He's a little he's a nutter. That one, absolute mental. He's he scares me. Do you know when he's out in the garden? Um, he does scare me. He's not scared of anything. You know, he'll climb up anything. He'll climb under anything. He's just got no fear. He's just got absolute no fear at all. He does give me a fright. Um, Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Thank you very much for coming in. So you're the furthest person away. No, from all the way from Pakistan. Hope you're keeping well. There's been some massive earthquakes in Balochistan at the moment. Hope none of that's affected you, and hope you're safe. Do I pick a lot of my veg? So beetroot is one that's an obvious one for pickling. Um, this year is actually the first year that I pickled beetroot. A few, I stopped growing beetroot for a couple of years. I used to grow loads, give loads away because it was a nice one to give away to people. I used to eat the leaves, but I didn't know what to do with the beetroot itself. And there's only so much beetroot that you can eat raw. So I stopped growing it completely for few years, and this year I thought, no, I'll give pickling beetroot a go. So we've grown loads of beetroot this year, and we've pickled it, and I'm really liking it actually. There's probably another bucket full of beetroot to harvest, and I'll be able to pickle enough beetroot to last me well through the year. And I only have it in my cheese sandwiches. You know, when I take my packed lunch to work, so I'll take a cheese sandwich, and I normally have I like my pickled beetroot and with some cheddar cheese, uh, and yeah. So beetroot's one, but I like pickling things like I like garlic pickle, I like chili pickle. I've been a little bit busy, but I was hoping to get some pickles out this year. Let me run this by you guys. Actually, get some feedback from you guys. So I was thinking of putting a few cans of pickle up for sale. So homegrown chilies. I was thinking of three flavors. You know, a mildish one around 100,000 Scovilles, to a medium one to about 500,000 Scovilles, and then send you to hospital if you eat the full can kind of heat. Uh, weapons grade level. So I was thinking of making those three pickles and putting those up. All homegrown produce, all homegrown, all made at home, and see who's up for something like that. So if anyone's up for something like that, let me know, and I'll push ahead with it. But also, yeah, I think I was hoping to get it out, but let's see. I saw a recipe for five-sided onions, garlic. Okay, that's because we teach children to be afraid, not. See, Ali, you know, my kids are just absolutely, yeah. Then they're not. I wouldn't say they're afraid. They are quite outdoorsy. But that little one is just something else. He's absolutely something else. He is just absolutely something else. He's brilliant though. Yeah, he's absolutely brilliant. Let's see. What's happened to the chat? Something's happened to my screen here. I don't know what's happened now. My screen's frozen. Uh, have you tried habanandas in place of habaneros? I've heard they have the flavor without the heat. See, habaneros are around the right sort of heat for me. So I wouldn't like to. I mean, I might. It wouldn't be a bad one to try, but I've not tried those. Um, I've not tried those. Every sort of year, we go all out on nagas because they're the ones that we like the most, um, and a lot of green chilies as well. But then we make some space for experimental ones. So I might have a couple of half the greenhouse for a couple of plants of a few experimental ones or a few new ones. So it could make it onto my list. it could make it onto my list. But habaneros are sort of the right sort of heat for me. Um, I have a pickle, but I do make lacto fermented green tomatoes with garlic and chili that lasted all winter in my fridge and was delicious. Sounds very interesting. If you don't like your chilies too hot, give me cane. Give cane. Ivan, canes. We grow a lot of canes as well. This year is what we haven't grown a lot of canes. I grew across a few canes with a basket of fire chili a few years ago, and we grew loads of those last year, and they did really well. If you saw my last What to Sow in November video, you'll see this chocolate habanero, I called it, but it's not a chocolate habanero really. It's not a pure chocolate habanero as such, but it's a habanero crossed with a jerk fire that across last year, and it's the first year of growing that. So hopefully we'll see how that goes. If that starts breeding true, then that'll be a nice variety to get out, because they're nice chocolate. They're a chocolate color, but they're thin, they're long. They're a really nice one actually, really nice one. Um, and they taste good as well. They really do. Um, yeah. So what's your feedback on these on this pickle idea? It's not just normal pickle. It's proper deshi style achar. Yeah, it'll be a good one. There's not many comments coming through at the minute. Let's see what's happening here. Um, the screen crashed, so hopefully I should be back. Uh, yeah, 2 minutes. Uh, Murasaki purple and Kobachi both look like chilies, but are sweet. They're normally grown for ornamental, aren't they? Are they really bright purple, a really vivid sort of color? That'd be quite nice. And with the milder ones as well, you can grow those outside, so you don't need greenhouse space for them. You can get away with growing them outside. One thing I have had a bit of a problem with is earwigs this year. Earwigs have been making holes in some of my, especially some of my bigger chilies. Um, they've been making they've been they've been, they've been making holes into the chilies and just completely, just making it look ugly. But earwigs have been a bit of a problem. Um, Naughty. So far we've got one person that says interested in the mark. I thought Ali, I guess that's what it said, but so far we've got one person interested in the chili pickle. Let's see. If I can figure out how to get the labels, get some nice labels made up, then I think we will go ahead, because tomorrow we're gonna literally pick a couple of buckets full of chilies, and there's a lot of chilies. We've had a really good year this year, and I'm not joking about that. It's been bottle gourds have been fantastic this year. Chilies have been another one that's been really good. Um, Aubergines have been okay. Um, Kohlrabi's been good. Some of my cabbages have been okay as well. I don't normally grow cabbages a lot. I grow the odd few, but this year I've grown quite a few of the smaller kind of cabbages, and they've done quite well. But yeah, it's been a bag of mixed results, I think. Um, I'm even going to be picking a few sweet corn tomorrow and see how that goes. We picked one the other day and it was a really nice one. Uh, Hopefully we'll get a few more really nice ones like that. But on that note, we've just gone past the hour mark. Thanks very much for everyone for coming in and spending some time with us. I hope the picture quality has been better with the new lighting and everything, lighting setup and everything. Um, so if you've enjoyed the live stream, make sure if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you do subscribe, and hit that like for me. Yeah, definitely hit that like for me. Guys, I'll see you next weekend. We're back every Saturday, 8 o'clock. I'll see you here. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.